the Baker of Bellagio. Bellagio, that picture-perfect town on the edge of Lake Como, where the water glimmers like glass and tourists snap photos of gelato before tasting it was home to many wonders. But none quite like Marco Santini's bakery. Every morning at dawn, before the mist had left the water, Marco was already in his kitchen flower on his sleeves, cinnamon on his breath, and opera music echoing off the tiled walls. People said his ciabatta could heal heartbreak. His cannoli made you believe in love again. And his olive bread. Let's just say people came from Milan for that. But there was one thing Marco believed more than anything. A real man doesn't ask for help. He'd built the bakery with his bare hands after his father died. He ran the place alone. No assistants, no partners. Just Marco, his sourdough starter, and an espresso machine that made a noise like an old Vespa starting up. When the town council offered him a small grant to expand, he said no. When tourists asked if they could order online, he shrugged. I bake. You come. That's the deal. Marco was proud. Stubbornly so. But one winter, everything changed. The snow came early that year, heavy and relentless. Roads closed, tourists vanished. The pipes in Marco's bakery froze, then burst. Flour got wet. The oven shorted out. The bakery, his entire world, shut down. Still, Marco refused help. No charity, he grunted when his neighbor Pietro offered tools. Don't need it, he snapped when the mayor sent a repairman. Instead, he sat inside the cold bakery, arms crossed, staring at photos of his father on the wall and the ceiling that now leaked in two places. A week passed, then two. Then, one night, Marco heard a knock. He opened the door to find a small crowd. Pietro, the mayor, the grocer, a few teenagers from down the street, and even Signora Lucia, who walked with a cane and never left her house after dark. They stood with buckets, tools, sacks of flour, and trays of hot lasagna. We're not here for charity, Pietro said. We're here for bread. Marco tried to protest, but Lucia pointed her cane at him like a sword. Even the strongest dough needs time to rise, she said. So do men. They got to work. They patched the pipes, rewired the oven, cleaned the floors. Marco didn't say much, but he didn't stop them either. That weekend, the bakery reopened. Marco stood behind the counter in his flour-stained apron, blinking back tears as the bell over the door jingled again and again. People didn't come just for the bread anymore. They came for Marco. And slowly, his pride softened like dough under a warm cloth. He started mentoring a teenage boy named Luca, who wanted to learn baking. He joined the town market once a month. He even set up an Instagram account, which Lucia proudly managed from her iPad. Moral of the story: asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Even the strongest rise better when others lend a hand.